Welcome, pimps. Welcome all. Welcome to Pimp. P.I.I.M.P. The acronym that stands for Put It in My Pocket. In the stock game, you ladies are pimps too. I am the Charmer, aka the Penny Stock Pimp. I'm Holis. I'm Dolis. $250 to my name, with a goal to reach $2,000 within 3 months to be ready for the PDT rule change. Can I pimp? Can I put it in my pocket? Or will I flop like most day traders in the market? Well, we are continuing to pimp, to put it in our pockets. And today we have 4 stocks to knock. You can only choose one though. Out of all of these oversold options, all of these butterfaces, you can only choose one. Which one would you choose? So these 4 tickers that we're going to compare side by side, we're going to look at EMBC, Embecta Corp. We're going to look at CMPX, Compass Therapeutics, ENGN, ENGN Therapies, and TRDA, Intrada Therapies. Now, let's start with the number one prospect that I like out of all of them. I like EMBC, Embecta Corp. Now, I rank this one overall compared to the other ones that this one has more upside. All right, you got more upside versus risk. Now they're all risky. Uh, they're all risky to me, just because of the fact that they're all oversold. They just been in a frenzy of selling, so they're all very risky. But EMBC has the highest upside potential. If you're looking at the gap that we had where this stock went from $9 trading at $9 and then it dropped all the way down significantly to $5 and now it's down to $3.14. And so it's still declining. Now, as far as it's like a moderate, I would say moderate to high risk level. All right. But what I like about this is that there is deep value when you look at this as a turnaround. Why I say it's a deep value? Well, if you look right here, you could see that this is a stock that does pay a dividend. Now, although there has been a dividend collapse now that they've, have taken back from the dividend that they were paying out. Where at one point they were paying, you could see 15 cents they paid out. Now they're cutting the dividend. So they are still going to pay a dividend this coming month, but it's going to be reduced. So, I mean, that still is a plus. But when I look at this, the major thing is that this company actually has revenue. They have real cash flow. All right. Now, it obviously the stock got destroyed after the guidance cuts, after the dividend collapse. You know what I mean, and then just the debt concerns. However, and I say however with strong emphasis, this has a strong business with insulin pens. And had I not been in a vehicle with somebody just yesterday who actually needs the insulin pen to survive, um, it wouldn't have made such a mark, whereas it does now, because I know that there is a definite need for the business that they offer. And the stock has been beaten up, but it's an opportunity for us to get in at these levels, these depressed levels, and ride this stock up. So this is definitely one that I would be looking to um, possibly add to our current stable because it could definitely balance us out, help us out a little bit. So let's see um, what we could do. But upside, you have the potential of upside being able to move with this one. Um, so I definitely like this one. Let's see what analysts are saying as well. I mean, right now it's the all right. So we're looking at basically $11 for a high, average $8. So I mean, some reductions in it, but of course it's on the options change. So a leap option on of this one could work out pretty well if everything does look good for the company. One thing that I forgot to mention about EMBC is the fact that they do have a buyback for the next 3 years uh, for the stock. So I mean that's definitely good thing, good signs for investors as well. And hopefully this stock can get the rebound that we're looking for as an investor looking to buy it down here. Hopefully we can get that rebound. But for the short term, I'd say we'd be looking for the EMA. So uh, looking for that EMA 5. You can see that this is extremely oversold. See how the EMA 5 is all the way past here, this lower ATR. So it's extremely oversold. So with this one, you could definitely see a bounce where this will go and try to get to this EMA 10. So this is definitely something I'm looking and interested for a short term rebound, but also maybe for a possible longer term hold since they do offer dividends. So this would have to be my number one pick out of them based on that information there. And analysts are still very um, see this as substantial upside. So that is definitely one that I'm looking at that price. It's a good one. CMPX is our next one. We've been watching this one for a while, and as you can see, we're trading currently in this little range in here, but we just broke out, and now this is something that has to continue to be on watch because there's so much upside. Now, since we don't have much charted out here, what we would be looking at for our next resistance area would be this EMA 10. So we're looking at maybe about 210, 210, 213, somewhere around there for an area of resistance on that. But when you look at the 1 hour and you see how it's moving. It's trading right now. We're continuing to see volume, which is good, and we're continuing to see buying volume, which is also even better because in that it lets me know that there are maybe possibly shorts covering their positions where they sold this one. So very high upside potential with CMPX. Very high upside potential. As you can see, we originally gap down from this $5 and came all the way down. And so there's huge upside there. Now, high risk level with this. And obviously it's a biotech, so we're needing clinical catalysts. We're going to need some good news um, to help push this stock and elevate it to these levels of where it has just been depressed. So the good thing about this is that institutions do have ownership in this stock. That's very encouraging. They also have encouraging oncology trial data. So that's also encouraging as well. And they have cash good into 2028. So this is this is a little bit better as far as like it's not less speculative. However, the only thing is it will definitely need a catalyst like all biotechs. So that's the only one of the only downsides to it. And the fact that, but it is on the option chain, so I do like that. And options for this particular one, if you're looking to get into this one, I would go further out. So I would go a leap option for January 15, 27. Um, 65 dollars basically is at the mid. So for $65 you can have a hundred shares of that. And that's not bad considering this particular company. And let's see, CMPX, you see the upside. A very high would be $30, average about $10. All right, so we're trading currently, the low should be around 4. We're trading, a half the valuation of that. So like I said, this is something that you definitely want to keep your eyes on because there's so much upside to this one. All right, so we're going to continue to watch that as well. ENGN is the next one. Gene therapies. That's a Eugene. In gene therapies. Now, I like this chart. I really like the fact that it's already starting to curl up and to make that fish hook, and that's that pattern that we like to see. But again, we're trying to get up here to this EMA 5. Where we would possibly see rejection. So about 217 would be our next target, somewhere in that area. Now, this one is very, very, very extreme upside potential. However, it is also very extreme risk level. So this one, if it hits, it'll hit big. But man, if it tanks, it's gonna tank big. Now with their primary business, they're into the bladder cancer gene therapies. Again, you're gonna need a catalyst to help drive this one. But this one again has a lot of potential, and especially, you could see that the volume is there. The volume has been there, so that's definitely what we like to see, and the fact that it has increased. So this is one that we're definitely going to continue to watch. The next one, TRDA, Intrada Therapeutics. Now, this one is the last one, and to me, it's my least favorite. With this one, it's more speculative than the others. All right. So there is some upside, but as far as the risk is going to be very, very high on this one. Currently, this is something that I'm just watching, right? I'm just watching because normally when I see these drop down like this, normally sometimes they go green immediately, like this one. There's a indecision, right here, this doji, and then it made a little move up, from where it came off. But now, we're in an area where now we're starting to see some resistance, so it's going to pull back. However, I'm not totally convinced on this one. This one, I'm just going to continue to watch because, I already have enough issues currently with just the fact that, I'm in this challenge with limited capital. So I'm not going to waste capital on something like this that could be detrimental to the capital that I'm using. So if I was to choose one out of these 4 stocks that would put it in my pocket, I would choose EMBC.